Good evening, family. Welcome to today's episode of Wednesdays with Pastor K. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so excited to spend the few minutes of my time with you. Welcome, 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 welcome. Let me know if you can hear me, and also do advise if you can see me clearly and that my stream is up to standard. I will appreciate that. Happy Wednesday night, and I believe we're going to have a great time. We're going to have a great time together. And I would like you to please do the following for me. Please like the feed, share the feed, and comment also. Interact with me throughout the session based on your experiences, probably on the topic we'll be sharing on today. And also help me to get this world into this room. Share the feed. You can do that by sharing the feed and tagging certain people that you want them to join, that you want to join in this stream. And I believe that today it's going to be very meaningful. And also, I want to, before I can welcome people in, I would also want to share on what we discussed last week. And last week we got to talk about the distance between your dreams and your reality. Your dreams and your reality. And I believe it was powerful, and many were impacted by this session and this particular topic. We said that the distance between your dreams and your reality is action, and also having a method on how you're going to go about in making sure that your dreams come to pass. Because many of us remain at the level of dreams and we never really wake up from dreams, because we always have those dreams for the rest of our lives. And part of last week's topic was that we have to move past just dreaming, because dreams are there for a reason. They are there to show you how far you can make it in life, and you must wake up from sleeping and start executing all those dreams. And we said that we all have dreams and goals, but dreams are for those who are asleep. And we also went further to say that the magic happens when you open your eyes and get to work. It's not enough just to have a dream, but you must get up and start working. You must get up and get to work. That will help you, and that will drive you to achieving everything that you've been dreaming about. And also, we said that it takes method, it takes action. By method, we could be talking about writing down that particular dream, because it's in your mind, it's in your heart, it's in your spirit. So you've got to write it down in order to hold yourself accountable to what you're seeing with your eyes closed. And also by action, we said that to act is to do. When you act, you stop wishing and you start doing. You stop wishing and you start doing when you act. And the toughest thing to do when it comes to our dreams is doing, because it's easy to dream, but doing it's another. And also, we said that action replaces excuses with execution, and that's how dreams come to reality. When you start replacing excuses with execution, then you start moving forward. And with action must come perseverance, we said, and must also come what we call self-belief. With action must come perseverance and self-belief. And we also got to dive deeper into understanding why many people die without realizing or living their dream. Number one, we said that it is because of fear of failure. There are many people who are very fearful of failing, and they never try new things because they are afraid to fail. And secondly, we said that people suffer from what if it does not work syndrome. There are many people who suffer from that what if it does not work syndrome. And we said that Nelson Mandela said, it always seems impossible until it is done. That's one of his quotes. And number three, we said that people look at their families and are afraid to take the risk with God and their destiny. And that's one of the reasons why people don't achieve their goals, because they look at their families and they are afraid to take the risk with God and their destiny. Yeah. So yeah, that's what we discussed last week, and let's welcome all those who have tuned in. We have my wife watching on Facebook. Welcome, welcome, my wife. Good to see you. And we have also Tandega Palisamatsemela watching on Facebook. Welcome, daughter. Good to see you. We have Refile Matsibulani watching on YouTube. Welcome, daughter. Good to see you. And also we have Dumelompo watching on YouTube. Welcome, welcome, Dumza. We have Ratile Khoaripe watching on Facebook. Welcome, guys. Good to see you. Pardon us for tuning in slightly late. We had technical glitches. The moment we wanted to go live, and then technology just happened, and we struggled with connection, but we eventually were able to get it right. But thank you so much for tuning in. We are excited to be your host today. And today I want us to talk about a very special topic I titled 7 Things That May Cause People to Avoid You. 7 things that may cause people to avoid you. Evening, Mansi, evening, Brother Mansi. Good to see you. 7 things that may cause people to avoid you. And you know, there are people who will just avoid you, or there are people who get avoided by others, and it happens. It always happens for a reason. You cannot just be ignored. Nobody likes to be ignored, but there are people who would avoid you. There are people who would also ignore you. And today we're going to look into why such things do happen, because they do. Everything happens for a reason. You cannot be ignored for the sake of being ignored. No, nobody can just ignore you because they don't like you. But people will ignore you for a reason, and people may avoid you for a reason. And I believe that many of us will relate with some of the people that we've been with, some of the people that we've hung around with. And at times, maybe we might get to realize that maybe we are being ignored as well, but we have to deal with that. We have to work around that. And number one, I want us to talk about talking too much but lacking substance. Talking too much but lacking substance. That can cause people to avoid you. There are certain people, they don't know when to stop. They just talk and talk and talk and talk. That can cause people to avoid you. It can cause people to avoid you. And at most of the times, it would be that empty talk. Empty talk can cause you, or can make you seem annoying. It can make you seem annoying. You know, when people see you coming in, they're like, oh, this one comes in again, and he's going to give this empty talk. And they feel annoyed every time you walk into the room, because you're just going to do too much talking, but lack of substance. And there are people who are like that. They don't have a tact. Sometimes you've got to read the atmosphere in the room, and people just want to talk too much, but lacking substance. Not everybody wants to waste their time, and not everybody is bored. And you must avoid all the time giving empty talk, because empty talk can make you seem annoying. And if you've got something to share with us that relates to what we are talking about, feel free to share in the comments. We'll be more excited to learn also from you and your experience as well. Welcome, Mansi Nkosi. Good evening. Good to see you, man. And we have also Christina Nkosi watching on YouTube. Welcome, daughter. Good to see you. So talking about things others are not interested in, this can cause people to avoid you. Talking about things others are not interested in, it may cause people to avoid you. At times you talk about trivial things, and many people are not interested in what you have to say, because they feel that, okay, this does not really matter. It's not something to spend time talking about, and also excessive talking about trivial matters can make you seem insignificant. It can make you seem insignificant. Many people value their time, and the last thing they need is to waste their time not knowing what they're talking about, or just wasting time talking about something that does not really matter, or trivial matters. And that will make you seem insignificant at times, if you are that kind of a person who would love to just waste time talking about nothing. Sometimes we talk about nothing, and there are people who don't really have time to waste in that manner. So yeah, welcome, Muzike. So good to see you, man. And okay, thank you for that question. Thank you for that question. I'll respond to that just now. Rato Matebe said, good to see you, my brother. Good to see you, Jesus man. Thank you for tuning in, and good evening to you as well. Music as well. By substance, I mean that things without value. Some people will just talk for the sake of talking, but not really making a valuable conversation. But by substance, I mean conversations that will bring value and direction into whatever that we might be discussing at that time. It must have direction. Where are we going with this conversation? There are people that you are used to, your own family members and all those people, that you can just speak about anything. But now, every time you walk out of your comfort zone, you go out there, you need things that are meaningful, that will take your life into a different direction, that will change your status quo. That's what I'm talking about. We need substance. We need something of value. And that's what we need to focus at. We need to focus on. Pardon me for that. And also, what is a solution? If you're asking, what is a solution for somebody who's talking too much but lacking substance? What is a solution? A solution would be to be mindful of your contributions to conversations. You must be mindful. Ask yourself, am I adding value? Am I bringing a valid contribution to this gathering, or this panel, or this table? Am I bringing something of substance? Once more, Muzi. And a solution could also be to ensure that your words add value. Your words must add value and balance humor with meaningful dialogue. We need a meaningful dialogue. We must always, bring value into our gatherings, bring value into conversations, and always aim at heights, always aim at getting somewhere in terms of life and relations. Secondly, will cause people to avoid you would be making conversations seem all about you. That will cause people to avoid you. Making conversations seem all about you. There are certain people who love dominating conversations, and that will cause people to avoid you. There are people like that. There are people who are domineering, and every time they are in a conversation, they want to be the ones speaking all the time, and they never give anybody else a chance to speak. They want to be speaking all the time, and they just can't keep their mouth shut. And as a result, people are just going to avoid you. People are going to avoid you because people don't want to be where they just have to listen to somebody all the time. They don't want to do that. Unless you are attending an event, you're attending a particular conference, obviously there you're going to listen to speakers. But when you are sitting as a group of people, and it's meant to be a network session, people will love to have their say if they want to. Obviously, there are people who don't really love talking. There are people who don't even intend on saying anything in gatherings. But there are people who would love to have their say. And you can't just be around too many people, but all the time you don't give everyone a chance to speak. You are always speaking. You can speak for an hour and nobody really gets an opportunity to speak. That can cause people to avoid you. Excuse me. It can cause people to avoid you. Dominating conversations makes you seem self-centered. It makes you seem self-centered. And also, it makes you seem egotistical. That's what it does. It causes you, or it makes you seem egotistical, because it's all about you. It's all about you. What is the solution to that? The solution would be to practice active listening. Practice active listening. When you are hanging around with a group of people, and it's a network sort of a gathering, always give people a chance to speak. Give them a chance to speak, and practice what we call active listening. You must have an ear. You must listen. Don't just come with your mouth, but also have an ear to listen to what people have to say. Sometimes, even if you did not have anything to say, for once, just keep quiet. Just keep quiet. It doesn't help that you always have something to say. Sometimes just keep quiet. Just keep quiet and listen, because we never learn by speaking. We learn by listening. And at times we just bombard people by just talking and talking and talking and talking. People will avoid you. People will avoid you because sometimes people just want to listen to themselves. They just want to listen to their inner man. And they know that when you show up, they are not going to get the chance to listen to themselves. You're just going to be talking and talking and talking and talking, and you're just interfering. You're just, finding yourself in conversations. Sometimes it helps just to keep quiet and listen in. And you can just nod and respond as people speak. But all the time you're speaking, people will avoid you. People will avoid you. Show interest in others' experiences to foster mutual connection. Allow other people to interact with you. Allow other people to add their views and their opinions in a setting. You must allow other people and give them an opportunity to also engage. Don't be the one speaking all the time. So that's the solution to that. And number 3, not thinking before you act or speak. That will cause people to avoid you. Not thinking before you act or speak. You might just mess up by just acting out of proportion and speaking out of tune. Always make sure that you think. You must prioritize that every time you are in a public space or you are out of your comfort zone, always think before you act or speak. A crude behavior can make you appear immature and undeserving of respect. It can make you seem immature and undeserving of respect. If you're gonna apply that crude behavior, which is to speak without thinking and to act without thinking, those things will cause people to avoid you. What is a solution? Always strive for maturity. Always strive for maturity in your interactions. Be the matured one. Be the matured one. Think before you speak. Don't just speak for the sake of speaking. Don't just speak because everybody else had something to say. You feel that you want to add. No. Sometimes you lose nothing. You lose nothing. I mean, my wife just said it now. She says your ears will never get you into trouble. They will never get you into trouble, but your mouth will. Your mouth will. So don't speak for the sake of speaking, but always allow yourself to listen. Listen. Practice active listening. Practice that. Practice that. Yeah. Welcome. Bro Andile. Good to see you, man. Andile Pujara Mashallah is watching on Facebook. And Patucheza, welcome, is watching on Facebook. And we have also Omega Michael is watching on Facebook. Welcome, man. Good to see you, man. And yes, yeah. And Fiso Sisanda is watching on YouTube. Welcome, guys. I'm so excited to be your host today. So we really have to be careful when it comes to these things. And I mean, these are what closes doors for people or opens doors for people. Your mouth will close many doors for you. And it is also your behavior that can open many doors for you. How you handle yourself. Character can open many doors for you. A good character, a man of character, a person with a seasoned character, that can open up many doors for you. It can open up many doors for you. I'm not sure which timer is my wife talking. Oh, okay. I don't know how I got here. I don't know now. My God. All right. Thank you, wifey. I don't know how, the stream today, technology is just messing up with us today. Thank you for that. I actually did not even notice. Thank you for that. I don't know how we got there, but like I said earlier, we have to really be very careful when it comes to how we handle ourselves yes. I just moved it now. Thank you so much. So yeah, God bless you, Muzi. God bless you, man. So strive for maturity in your interactions and reflect thoughtfulness and seriousness in conversations. Reflect thoughtfulness and seriousness. Not everybody is there to play. Not everybody is there to play. And even also when you joke around, be thoughtful. Be thoughtful in that, especially when you're around people that you're not used to, people that you don't really know. Always be mindful and be thoughtful before you say anything, because I'm telling you, they say first impressions last forever. First impressions will never go away, and it will be. I remember we watching this. One of these mummy clubs with my wife and the family, and we remember this lady who was invited by one of the people who's part of the inner circle. I'm telling you that this woman spoke more than even the people who are part of the inner circle. She never gave anybody a chance to speak. And I'm telling you, after that event, nobody wanted to be where she is, because they felt that they wanted to know, who was this lady, who invited her. This lady just went on and on and on and on and on. That's what I'm talking about. Be mindful of settings. Wherever you go, be very careful of the setting and understand who's there. Sometimes we shut doors to greatness because we can't really handle our or running our mouths, if I may put it that way. But we have to be very careful when it comes to certain gatherings, and especially where great people are. When you have people that are great, people that are promising, people who are ambitious, always be mindful when you engage in those conversations or interact with such people, because sometimes you might close certain doors forever, because people will decide there and there that I don't want to be where this guy is anymore, because this guy can just talk and talk and talk for no reason. Always be reserved and read the atmosphere. Always read the atmosphere. I know myself as well. There were certain relationships. When I look back today, I realized that I think I did not handle myself very well in those relationships. I had an opportunity to have sat with those kinds of people, but I just kept on talking because I was excited to be with those people and all that. But looking back, because you ask yourself, why did that door not open ever? And it's not about something they said to me, but when I think and I re-look at those relationships, then I realized that maybe there I might have messed up. I must have given myself probably maybe some time to get to know these people and for them to get to know me, and not be too forward at that time. And there are those relationships that when I look back in the years, I realize that had I kept, myself intact as well, I still be those relationships. And by saying today that be very careful when it comes to certain relationships, especially when greatness is in the room. Be very careful. Always be in a position. Absolutely. Yes. Let's see the comments here. Andile Ramashala says, I hear you, Pastor, but these days, whatever opinions you raise, if you don't have money, they won't listen, even if you talk sense. I hear you, sir. And okay, I already mentioned my wife's comment there. Let's see what Sisanda is saying, or Sisanda is just greeting. And Patuchezo says, literally by nature, people don't want someone to talk and to talk without reading the atmospheres. Absolutely. It's very important that we read the atmosphere, or we suss out the atmosphere. And also it matters who's in the room. It matters who is in the room, because you might find yourself shutting doors to relationships that could have been great for you, but because we are always running our mouths, then we will shut certain doors for ourselves, and it will not be profitable to us. Number 4 of the 7 things that may cause people to avoid us. Number 4 is breaking promises. Breaking promises. This is another issue. This may cause people to avoid you. Not keeping promises. Failure to keep promises makes you unreliable. And there are many people who don't want to be around people that are unreliable. There are many. There are many. And what is a solution to that? What is a solution to not breaking promises? Honor your commitments to others and yourself. Honor your commitments. There are many people who make promises when they are happy. And when things don't turn out the way they had thought, they never go back to say, my guy, I can't do that because of 1, 2, 3. I can't fulfill my promise because of 1, 2, 3. They just keep quiet. And that will cause people to think that you are unreliable, and that will cause people to avoid you. And also a solution can be being reliable, or being reliable will boost your self-confidence. That's what it will do. If you are a reliable person, that will boost your confidence, because people will want to be around you because you are reliable. But if you are a promise breaker, people will always avoid you. And number 5, having no ambition. Having no ambition. Nobody really wants to hang around with people that are not going anywhere. Nobody. Not everyone wants to hang around with people that don't have ambition, people that don't have goals, people that don't have dreams, people that just live for the sake of living. I'm telling you. Obviously, you will attract people that have the same mindset, but people who are going somewhere with life, they don't want to be wasting time with people who have no ambition. Lack of goals and lack of motivation will make you seem aimless. It will make you seem aimless, and people want to be around people who are really going somewhere. Having no ambition will make you seem unworthy. It will make you seem unworthy. And people will not even admire you, because it's like you're just living for the sake of living. But people want to hang around people with ambitions, people that are very ambitious. And what is a solution to that? A solution would be to set and pursue clear, meaningful goals. You must set and pursue clear, meaningful goals if you want to have people who want to be around you at all times. Set and pursue clear, meaningful goals. And another solution may be demonstrating ambition and drive will inspire those around you. So when you demonstrate ambition and you pursue greater heights, that will inspire people to be always around you. That's what will happen when you are a person who's very ambitious and you always pursue clear, meaningful goals. Number 6 will be constant complaining. That will cause people to avoid you. Constant complaining will cause people to avoid you. Have you ever been around people who always complain? It does not matter where they are, they always complain. They always have somebody to complain about. They always have a situation to complain about. They always have something that they don't like, and they want to talk out loud about that thing because they just love complaining. They just love complaining. Constant complaining may cause people to avoid you. This can be a turn-off for many people. It can be a turn-off for many people. There are people who just want to be around people that are positive at times. People experience enough negativity. The last thing they need is to experience somebody who's always complaining. You always have somebody to complain about. And this can really be a turn-off for other people, and focusing on the negative pushes people away. It pushes people away. Not everyone wants to be in a negative atmosphere. Negative atmospheres, people will avoid that. People will avoid that. There are people who carry negative atmospheres, and whenever there's going to be a gathering, or be it a family gathering or a group of friends, and people know you as a negative person, the moment they hear that you're going to be part of that attendance, they just rather not go there because they know that the atmosphere is going to be so bad. You're going to be complaining, and they know that you carry that negative energy, so they'd rather just not go. People avoid people that constantly complain. Being negative sucks out the color energy out of the room. That's what being negative does. It sucks out the color energy out of the room. And that is why sometimes be the person that brings positivity, be that person that brings an atmosphere of optimism. You always speak faith, you speak hope, and you're giving life to those who feel hopeless. Those are the people want to hang around. And if you're gonna bring that atmosphere all the time, people will end up avoiding you. Yes, men of God, welcome, men. Pastor Tulani Shlope is also watching. Good to see you, my brother. It's been a while. He says, true, those who always complain, you end up avoiding them. Funny that is always those who never commit themselves to anything. Absolutely, absolutely. I fully agree with you, man of God. And Ntina Mnyepao says, toxic people always complain. They see negativity in everything. And I'm telling you, those kinds of people will be avoided by people who are serious about life. They will avoid those people. There are people who just don't want to be around toxic people. They just don't want to be in a toxic environment. Negativity breeds negativity. You'll never get something positive from negativity. Negativity breeds negativity. And that is why I feel that the solution to this one would be to be positive and to have faith. That's how you can kill the stigma of always complaining. Be positive and always have faith. Be positive and always have faith. And by so doing, then people will want to be around you. Otherwise, people will just avoid you. One last one. Number 7, interrupting when others speak. That will cause people to avoid you. It will cause people to avoid you. Interrupting when others speak. It will cause people not to want to be where you are. There are certain people who don't really have those table manners. There are certain people who don't have mannerisms in terms of the gatherings and all those things, and they just interrupt when people speak, and they constantly interrupt others, and that sends a signal that you don't value the thoughts of those who are speaking, and you don't also value their opinions. Have you ever seen people like that? You don't even get to finish talking. While you are trying to put your point across, they just jump in. They just jump in. Those people don't have this communication skills, or rather, let me say, a room or atmosphere etiquette, if I may put it that way. Sometimes we just have to be very, very patient before we can air our views. We have to be very patient before we can start talking. Wait until it's your turn. It's very rude to just interject while somebody is speaking. And it's one thing to do that once in a while, or because you had a valid something and that person probably struggled to put a point across, and they were looking at you as in like, okay, what is that word? What is that word? In that way, you can just interject. But when somebody's trying to put their point across and they're serious they're trying to put this, interject, you just go in, that can be rude. Interrupting when others speak can cause people to avoid you next time. And what is a solution? What is a solution to that? Let others speak. Let others speak. Listen actively. Listen actively when others speak, and show them that you genuinely care what they have to say. Like, it means like they will feel like, all right, what they wanted to say seems not valuable, and They will never ever want to be where you are because they feel that you are rude and you always interrupt when they try to put a point across. And also, you must show them that you genuinely care about what they have to say. This demonstrates respect if you do that, if you let them speak. This demonstrates respect for their ideas, and it fosters better communication and deeper connections. When you always think before you can speak and you allow people to finish speaking before you can speak or before you can jump in, that fosters better communication and deeper connections. People love it when you take them seriously. They love it. They love it. And we at times we have to give people an opportunity to say what they think, to air their views. We have to never interrupt people when they're trying to put a point across. People of God, great people have their system of operation. And at times we may mess up something that could have been great, or we may mess up relationships that could have been great simply because we were to read the atmosphere in the room. We were not. And I've learned, obviously, over and above, probably maybe beyond having had a privilege to spend some time with people that are grand in those kinds of rooms and atmospheres, to listen more, to listen more. It's always best to listen more. Knowledge speaks, but wisdom, I'll say that again. Knowledge speaks, but wisdom listens. Always listen more. It's important to listen more. It's not about us. It's not about us. We could lose an opportunity to learn or to have learned so much by not giving the wise an opportunity to speak. And because we were sitting with the wise, we wanted to show them how much we know. That will shut many doors for you. Will shut many doors for you. If you were given an opportunity to sit with Cyril Ramaphosa today, they say you have 5 minutes or you have 10 minutes with him. The best thing you can ever do is that the only words you will ever say when you get to where he is greetings. That's it. You will be the wisest person in the room. Greetings. Just greet him, tell him who you are, and tell him what it means for you to get an opportunity to sit with them. And then from there on, you listen to wisdom. You listen to wisdom. But you get an opportunity to this such a great person, and you just get in there and you just run your mouth, you will never have that opportunity ever again. You will never. Allow that you're saying something will be you're responding to what he has said to you. People will pick up that wisdom that you've been wanting to air, the wisdom that you've been wanting to propound. People will sense it in your response that this is a very wise man. This is a very wise man. That's how Jacob's doors were opened. Pharaoh asked questions and Joseph responded. But the problem is that we just want to talk. We just want to talk. We just want to talk. We will shut great doors. If you had an opportunity to sit with Donald Trump, you had an opportunity to sit with Barack Obama, listen more, listen more, listen more. Yes, my brother, knowledge speaks, but wisdom listens. Listen more. You will never get into trouble. Many people get into trouble because they love running their mouths and they think it's good if they run their mouth. It's points for them. No, it's not points. It's losing points. It's losing points. Yeah. Yes. Let's see. Patuchezo says, I'm taking notes, Dad. I must correct my ways. You see a big difference from me going forward. Bless you, son. Bless you. And Lerato Matebe says, my brother, Jesus man, he says, God created us with 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. I like that. I love that. I love that, my brother. Speak less and listen more. Those who perpetually speak merely repeat what they already know, and hence are not learning anything new that comes with active hearing. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. I love that comment. Wow. Powerful, Jesus man. And Dina says, Dad, toxic environment drains you and affects your health. My work environment is so toxic and full of toxic people who undermines efforts. The lesser you say in that environment, my daughter, the better for you. The better for you. The better for you. Because like we said earlier, mom and myself, your ears will never get you into trouble. Refile Matsibulani says, I call the interrupters Mr. or Mrs. Me too. They always seem to have an answer for everything and they always want to outdo others. Yeah. And you get people like that. You get people like that. But your reward is that people will avoid sitting with you. And you don't want that, even though you can spend time with people, but every time people have experienced you in the room, they are irritated. You don't want to be that kind of a person. At times, just listen in. Just listen in. Yeah. Yes, exactly, Dad. Wisdom listens, and that's what I'm doing. Listening is actively hearing what the other person says. It's true. Yeah. Man of God. Yes, man of God. Yes, man of God. Knowledge speaks, wisdom listens. That's it from me, guys. And thank you so much for tuning in. I believe you are blessed by today's topic and that we have learned something great in today's session. And if you can take care of that, those are the 7 things that may cause people to avoid you. Those are the 7 things that may cause people to avoid you. Let me run through them quickly and then I close. Number 1, I said talking too much but lacking substance, which is empty talk. Number 2, making conversation seem all about you. Number 3, not thinking before you act or speak. Number 4, breaking promises. Number 5, having no ambition. All these things are what will cause people to avoid you at times. Number 6, constant complaining. Number 7, interrupting when others speak. Those are 7 things that may cause people to avoid you. You don't want to be avoided. Deal with the 7 keys that I've just shared tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much. Before I let you go, if you have not yet invested in my book, it only costs 200 Rand. It's a powerful resource, a great resource. Please invest in it. You can direct message me on either Instagram, on either Facebook, or you can go onto my website, www.blackiconic.co.za or thehouseofprayer.co.za, thehouseofprayerministries.co.za. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. It's been my great pleasure to spend some time with you, and may the good Lord bless you. If you have not yet shared the feed, I'm going to quickly ask you to please share it as we walk out of this session. God bless you. See you next week, same place, same time.